Can you hear me? We're good? Okay, thank you everybody. I'm Scott Bella with Dryvit Shapes by Acrocore. We are manufacturers of pre-coated shapes and pre-coated starter boards. And briefly, if you look at the wet wall and you look at the amount of brick that you see here relative to the pre-coated shapes, well, proportionately, my presentation will be that much shorter than Paul's. What do we have? We make pre-coated shapes and pre-coated starter boards. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. You all know what a pre-coated shape is and a pre-coated starter board is relative to what is done on site when you're field applying. Everybody knows the differences between the two. I'm here to talk about why we differ as Dryvit Shapes, and more importantly, the benefits of Dryvit Shapes. We like to think our company is unique in that the three principals, myself being one, I've been an architect for 25 years, practicing in New Jersey. Jack Solik is here, my partner. He's been manufacturing pre-coated shapes for over 20 years. And our third partner, who's not here, has been a 30-year builder of custom homes in New Jersey. Now, I don't tell you our credentials to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that we bring a lot of experience to the table. And when we think about making shapes, we don't only think about the manufacturing process and making a quality product, but what we think about is how are we going to get this thing on the wall cost effectively. So we make a product that is aesthetically pleasing, it's very durable, and using Dryvit's material is bar none the best quality shape base out there in our opinion. So basically what we have developed, if you all know that Dryvit's specification does not allow for a molding longer than 48 inches. So that didn't necessarily work for us because we're all about labor savings and how quickly can we get this on the wall cost effectively. So what we've done is, in our manufacturing process, is we've developed a way to make an 8-foot length and still meet the 48-inch specification. So we have what we call a relief cut in the foam at 48 inches, and then we manufacture a 96-inch or an 8-foot length of molding. Now you're putting up 8 foot at a time as opposed to 4 foot. Half the time of the job, again, you have your labor savings. Currently, putting a pre-coated shape on the wall is, and most of you have done this, I'm sure, or know better than me. I've never put a pre-coated shape on the wall, but what I have seen is that you base coat the back of the shape, you put it on the wall, and then in some fashion, everybody does it differently, you have to temporarily hold this shape in place until the base coat dries. So what we've done is we've developed or created what we call the cleat system. We haven't developed the cleating technology. However, we have cut out the back of our moldings and developed a foam designed cleat that what will do for you is we call this a temporary hold. You would put up an 8-foot length, wind lock it to the wall, strike a line around the building, basically wind lock this all across the building. Now you're ready to apply your shape. So basically you're base coating and you're hooking onto the wall. Now you're moving on to the next piece. Base coating and hooking, base coating and hooking. You're not nailing, you're not putting wire mesh up there to hold this up temporarily. So basically once this cleat is on the wall, that job is moving so quickly. And you don't have to wait for it to dry because our temporary hold is there to do that for you. In addition to that, what we've done with our shapes is we offer two different ends. We've pulled the mesh back 2.5 inches on one side where you can mesh that joint and then base coat it in the field by simply taking the trowel and riding it along the profile shape to create that joint. Or you can do a standard butt joint. You obviously have to still mesh that, bringing it down and feather it out. It's all a matter of what you're used to in the field. If you prefer to have the mesh pulled back, it's a simpler joint for you, that's wonderful. What we tell our customers is that it's a it's a per job basis. Whatever the job entails, that's what you're going to do. If you have a lot of short pieces and a lot of cuts on a job, we recommend going with the butt joint because you're going to be cutting this stuff up on site. You're going to have a lot of these butt joints. You're going to be used to doing it and feathering it out. If you're running a banding around a building that's 1,000 linear feet, you might want to think of doing this because you can basically put up all these 8-foot lengths and run your same joints all the way around the building. So again, we're constantly thinking about labor savings and what is going to be easier for the installer when it's up on the building. In addition to pre-coated shapes, we are making pre-coated starter boards as well. The benefit of the starter board, as you know, in terms of labor savings, is it obviously goes up a lot faster than back wrapping on the job. You take 10 8-foot lengths of starter board and wind lock it to the wall, and in about 25-30 minutes, you have 80 linear feet of starter board on the wall. Think about how long it takes to back wrap mesh coat on site 80 linear feet. So the time savings is incredible. And the same rules apply to the starter board as they do to the shapes, in that we do manufacture this in an 8-foot length. There is, you probably can't see it here, but there is a relief cut in the center that will be finished on site. There's about 1 inch left to make that little slit. And now we meet the Dryvit specification for the 48-inch length boards. We do. This happens to be a 2-inch, but we do from 1 inch all the way up to 6 inch. We've been asked for thicker, but we haven't gotten there yet. But yes, we do all the thicknesses. Our pre-coated shapes are basically all pre-ordered to be made. Every shape is going to be different. Our starter boards are an inventory item. Century is stocking starter boards currently today. Shapes. A typical shape order is usually 7 to 10 days manufacturing, and then we ship out. So it depends on how big the job is. It could be 3 to 4 days and we ship out, or it could be 2 weeks, depending on how many pieces there are. So again, Century is now stocking starter boards. I think Vito's in the back taking orders if you want to pick some up. So essentially, again, our company is always thinking in terms of construction, how it's going to benefit the job. Starter boards, as you know, I have brochures, we're going to be handing them out later, but starter boards, many of you know, are not only at the base of the building. There are 23 different conditions where starter boards are being used throughout the building. Around windows, soffits, at the base, vertical joints. So essentially the time savings, instead of pre-wrapping on the job, is really beneficial when you're using a pre-coated starter board.
Scott,
yes?
two other things. One is that it's always perfect compared to having your guy down the bottom.
It is.
Trying to do it. Number two, it eliminates the need for either starter track
I was
or...
just thinking of that, yeah. So good point. The pre-coated shape is always going to be consistently made. Consistently, you'll have the same thickness throughout. If you have a guy trying to finish off pre-coated, a back wrap shape on site, it's going to be messy. It's not going to be as good of quality as a shape. The starter track is eliminated when you use the starter board. With the vertical trowel pull, you're going to have your drainage in the back. We cut out a little notch in the back, so you're going to have your drainage come straight down and out the bottom of the starter board. So you eliminate the starter track.
It also forces you to stagger the foam joints on the sheathing joints.
That's correct. So yeah, you do have that stagger as well.
Not everybody does that, but you're supposed to.
That's right.
Any
Yes.
manufacturer. So
Yeah. So all around good quality, but in terms of construction time savings, that's what we're all about. We are now finishing up tooling for what we have is a new window corner, pre-coated, back-wrapped window corner. This is a game changer. What we have found is people don't want to back wrap and have a very difficult time getting this corner around the window. So putting this up and then matching it to a starter board, your windows are going to be done in no time, and you're going to get the quality of a 3 millimeter thickness of polymer-infused cement shape base that Dryvit is providing us, as opposed to a 1 millimeter pull on the, a field-applied back. So,
You're also ensuring that you have a sheetrock cut as the manufacturer recommends. You're not supposed to have foam board joints in the corner.
correct.
So you're making that so you never have to worry about it, especially with
Right.
third party. But you have third party inspectors and if they come out and they pick that up because they don't really know what they're doing and they read the Dryvit rules and they say, oh, now all of a sudden you have like a quarter of the building done and then
Yep.
he picks it up. Now all of a sudden they say.
Now they wanna look at everything.
Now we're leaving it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so in addition to the shapes that we're showing you here tonight, I just want to talk a little bit about what Dryvit is doing when using pre-coated shapes, starter boards, and now the window surrounds. Is with a standard insulating system, outsulation system, 10-year warranty, if you use starter boards, Dryvit shaped starter boards, and or starter board shapes, Dryvit is taking that 10-year warranty and jacking it up 2 years to a 12-year warranty. That we find is a huge benefit when talking to building owners, architects, and all around telling customers that we're a good quality product and we're going to last. We're willing to give you 2 additional years because now you have a whole system that is a 12-year warranty as opposed to the 10-year warranty and then putting on another company's shape where you don't necessarily get that warranty. In addition to that, Dryvit Shapes is ICC code compliant, which is very important in terms of when architects are speccing a job and they want a code compliant shape, they're looking at Dryvit Shapes as opposed to someone down the block who is just making them out of their garage. So basically, that's all I have today. I will be here, Jack will be here as well to answer any questions that you have about any of the shapes before you. We have a bunch of samples in the back and a bunch of brochures that we can hand out, my cards as well. Again, Century is now stocking starter boards. Go take a look at them. Pick up 3 or 4, try them out on the next job. And we assure you that the next time you come back, you're going to be buying a crate because they're just that much easier to work with. And what we have found as we roll out this starter board program across the country, once it's used, they're going to use it again, and they're going to keep coming back to buy it. Again, labor savings, good quality product, Dryvit shape base, Dryvit materials, and of course, 12-year warranty as opposed to 10-year warranty. So, any questions? Yeah. We're going to be, this has just been approved by Dryvit, so we are going to start this program as of today, and this will be stocked, Century will be stocking this as well as a lot of manufacturers. I'm sorry, distributors. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you all for coming. I want to thank both Acrocore and Dryvit. Let's give them a big round of applause. Eric did a wonderful job on the wall. Paul, wonderful presentation. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.